Guys, it's back again with another video. Just been going through, looking at a lot of my more of my overflow books that I've had um, put away. I'm just going through, reminiscing basically. Um, I used to have a comic shop. I still go to it every so often. I don't go to it as often as I used to. Actually, was my main comic shop at one time, but I mean, through time, things change. I mean, the guys are still great there. They're still the tops as far as the store, but it's just how the store is being done that, it kind of threw me for a loop. The owner at one time, he buys a lot of collections, don't get me wrong. Buys a ton of collections, and he has them in the store stacked up, boxes and boxes and boxes, to the point where it's overflowing into the regular store. You have to walk around boxes to get to some things. Some things you can't get to because there's boxes of new acquisitions of comics that he's gotten. And at one time back in the day, um, he would allow people, if you wanted to, you could rifle through the boxes and bring them to the register, and they would negotiate on a price for the comics, which suited me well because it's like my main thing about comic books is I like looking at books that have already been pre-priced, this, that, and the third, But to me, the fun of comic books is the hunt, and I like looking through boxes that haven't been processed yet, and finding gems, you know. But because of through the years, he's allowed people to do that. Um, some people, like I said, have no sense of other. They only have a sense of self, where they'll rifle through books, they'll bend up his books, and they'll take them out. They don't put them back. They just leave them, and because they get what they want, and bump everything else, and bump the store, and bump anybody else looking through the books. If they bent up the book, it's bent up, and I guess he just got tired of it, and he stopped it. But he told me, because I was a long time customer, that if the store was basically empty and nobody was around, I could kind of like still go and rifle through the books, which I was honored. But a few months back, I guess he forgot about what he had said, and he was like, "Well, I really don't want nobody, y'all guys, going through the books or whatever." And it kind of, it stung me a little bit because that isn't what you had told me before. But I mean, it's your store; you operate it the way you want. I have really no ill feelings towards you for that, But the thing is that when the hunt got cut out, I basically kind of lost interest in the store, because now you got a store. I mean, it's a nice store. Like I said, the guys are nice, this, that, and the third. But you got so much stuff in there that the dollar bins that you have that we can go through, you got boxes of collections that you bought stacked up against the bin so you can't get to them. So rather than I used to go in, I used to physically pick up the long boxes or the short boxes, move them out of the way so I could get to the bins, But after a while, it gets kind of old, You get kind of tired of doing that. And I feel that if I'm in your store, I don't have to move those boxes to get to stuff you're trying to sell. You should have more of to move your collections either in the back rooms or wherever you need to send them to get them out of the way of your stock that you have on the floor, you know. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not knocking the store. There's still my guys. I go in there, but not as much as I used to because of the reasons that I had said. But basically, I'm just going through looking at old books, reminiscing about how I used to get books out of the dollar bins and the cheap bins, and I would buy books that I felt might be important to a certain aspect. A lot of these books in here at one time, some of them were valuable, but prices have dropped dramatically, basically because of the COVID gave a false impression, regardless of how everything has happened. When COVID happened, everybody got panicky. They were buying comic books. People who never bought comic books before, that were collectors in other venues, started buying up comic books, and they were paying way over the price of what these books were worth, inflating the prices to the point where it was just plain ridiculous, you know. And like with everything ends. So now we're back at square zero. Prices have basically gone back down. Some books not back down to what it was previous, but they have dropped. But to me, it's a false narrative. They haven't dropped. It's just normalized. Everything is normalized. But I didn't get into comic books for the profit part of it anyway, because I was a childhood collector. And as a childhood collector, I got basically connected to the characters at a young age. And it followed through into my adult age. But now, like I said, I'm just going through. I'm just rambling. Sorry, guys. 6 minutes in, I haven't shown one comic book. Well, let me get started. These are all books that I picked up in dollar bins and cheap bins. And they're basically extras of what I already have in my personal collection. But all this is my personal collection. But these are the extra books that I have. I'm just reminiscing to it. So maybe you might want to come along for the journey. So let me pull some of these out of the way first. Marvel Fanfare 10, which was hot at one time or whatever. Number 11. First appearance of Ms. Marvel. Now she's dead, but she's going to come back. They'll probably resurrect her, like everyone is saying, as a mutant, because her and Cyclops were on a team called the Champions. And he, basically, they came, well, it's convoluted. The young X-Men, the first original X-Men, somehow came into their future. And young Scott Summers joined the Champions. Okay, while he was with the Champions, they became all the people on the team became very, very close, and they went back to their original time. And Ms. Marvel, I can't remember what book it was, but she had met up with the adult version of Cyclops, and he gave her a hug. He hugged her and said, "I do remember." He said, "I do remember." So now that she's dead, I just got a feeling that connection with Cyclops, he's going to take the body and probably have her resurrected, with the mess on that they got going on, Krakoa, Momoa, or whatever. Doctor Who, Marvel Premiere, issue number 57. Yeah, I like Tom Baker. Tom Baker is my doctor. He was the first one when I came on to Doctor Who, and he's my favorite one. He just has a flair, a style, twinkle in his eye, and just my doctor. Marvel Spotlight on first appearance of Spider-Woman, number 32. Marvel Superhero Secret Wars, number 1. Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man, Daredevil, 141. First appearance of the black costume, along with Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 252. Enter the White Rabbit, Marvel Team Up, 131. I gotta get that glare out, do it like this. I still got a glare. 131. And it's got the frog, Leapfrog. First appearance of Karma from New Mutants and Marvel Team Up number 100 with good Frank Miller cover. I can't remember if he did the interiors or not. One of my favorite books, Marvel Team Up number 79 with Red Sonja and Spider-Man, John Byrne. John Byrne again, Marvel Team Up number 66 with Captain Britain and Arcade. And the rest I can do like this. Got Made Space. Another copy. Another copy. Marvel team up with Ms. Marvel and Super Skrull. So I wonder if they're going to introduce now they can't introduce Super Skrull in Secret Invasion because Fantastic Four have not been introduced. And as you can see, Super Skrull took the power, well, the abilities of each of the members of the Fantastic Four. So it should be interesting. Maybe they're setting a place for Super Skrull to happen. The Matrix, this was the recall copy because it showed the babies in the embryo, which I guess they had a problem with. Marvel team up. I'm sorry, golly, hey, I'm tired. Master Kung Fu, number 125. This is the last issue of this book. Micronauts number 8. First appearance of Captain Universe. Micronauts number 1. They're talking about this being reintroduced now that Hasbro has kind of like come back in with their characters in movies or whatnot. With I guess with Transformers and G.I. Joe. Got another extra copy of that. Mighty Avengers number 1. This book had a little steam with it for a while because of Monica Rambeau here and White Tiger. Go-Go Power Rangers number 1. First appearance of the Power Rangers, I guess in American comics. Miracle Man number 17. I don't know what's going on with this one, but I got an extra copy of it. Free Comic Book Day, Halloween, self-explanatory. Miles Morales Spider-Man, a reprint of Ultimate Fallout number 4. Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur. I guess it's when the dinosaur becomes human or takes a human form. I'm not even going to try to attempt to say this name. What the heck? Omnipotentus. Moon Girl number 28. First appearance of Omnipotentus. Moon Knight number 1. Regular series premiere. Terry Moore's Motor Girl. This was kind of semi-hot at one point. Got another copy of that. Extra copy. Ms. Marvel number 1. Ms. Marvel number 1. Free Comic Book Day, Halloween. Ms. Marvel number 40. Great looking cover. Ms. Mystic, Neil Adams' baby from Pacific Comics back in the day. He did quite a few creator-owned stories in Pacific. But Ms. Mystic was hot. I remember when this first came out, everybody was trying to get a copy of this book. Neil Adams was one of the most superior artists back in that day. In fact, his style was so original at that time because they were doing that. I call it the house style of comic book art, and he came in with dynamic art. Let's see, Nameless number 1. This was kind of mentioned, this Grant Morrison book. Got 2 copies of that. Naomi. Issue number 2. Oh, was that a letdown? It's sad because that had potential. Number 1. 2 copies of that. Number 1, the variant cover. This is kind of like getting a little buzz. Nemesis, number 1. Actually, it was an excellent story about a guy. I guess he basically had the capabilities of Batman. Rich, this, that, and the other, but he was a bad guy. Got another extra copy of that. This is being buzzed about. New Agents of Atlas, number 1. Now, I can't remember what's going on with these books. Issue number 10 of New Avengers. I got a couple more copies. extra copies of that. First appearance, I think, the Black Order. New Avengers number 8. New Avengers number 53. I can't remember. I think this is Dr. Voodoo. First appearance of him as I can't remember. I don't want to say something incorrect, but yeah, I got another copy, extra copy. So apparently at one time it had some relevance to something. Yeah, I picked up quite a bit. But I mean, during the dollar bins or in the bargain bins, I mean, I'm not going to let them sit there. I will grab them. New Avengers number 35 with the Wolverine symbiote cover. New Avengers number 7. This was hot for a minute. A couple copies of that. And see, I'm not really driven by market, let me say, spec values. I just buy them. If they go up, they go up. They go down, they go down. That's not my main focus of comic book collecting. But as you can see, in my later years of life, I've kind of dabbled into that. But I mean, it is what it is. New Avengers number 4. Beautiful Spider-Woman cover by Finch. Got a couple copies. Wow, how many copies of this story got? Yeah, that. New Guardians number 2, first appearance of this supervillain who gets his powers by snorting cocaine. Golly, got 2 of them. New Mutants number 8. I'm sorry. Can't remember what's going on with that one. New Mutants number 100. Liefeld cover. Interior. Sienkiewicz. New Mutants. Issue number 26 with Legion. Back in the day, boy, his art was so far out there. A lot of people couldn't take it. They just didn't like his art. I loved it. I thought it was original, dynamic, and he took liberties to me. He broke the boundaries. Number 25. Demon Bear, number 18. Wow, I got a lot of Demon Bear. Wow, I got a lot of Demon Bear. New Mutants Annual, first appearance of Psylocke. Annual number 2. This I always pick up because it's got that Adam Hughes in the middle semi-poster of a naked Starfire, but she's covered up in in her vitals, but still, it's just Adam Hughes. New Titans number 93. Every time I say, like I said, I pick it up. 93. Wow. This book, I just don't understand why it is not more popular than what it is. New Teen Titans number 39. This is when both Robin and Kid Flash quit. And the next time they show up, he is now Nightwing, and he becomes the Flash. So, and this book really has historic meaning, and just showing how they took off their outfits and the superhero outfits and walking away in their normal gear. I'm just really surprised. Plus, it's George Perez and Marv Wolfman. I don't understand. Number 39, New Teen Titans. Blackfire, first appearance of Blackfire. Issue number 23. Couple copies of that. First appearance of the Vigilante, annual New Teen Titans #2. Couple more copies of that. First appearance of Terra and issue number 28. Number 26, I can't remember what this is. Or is this the first appearance of Tara Markov? And the other one is the appearance when she's in her costume. I can't remember. The original Starfire in issue number 18. These were great George Perez, Marv Wolfman books. And like I said, I'm really surprised how it's like books that aren't tied to movies and TV. A lot of people don't pay no attention to. But I mean, most of your greatest stories and greatest things out of comic books come from the books that they basically neglected. And I don't know. I think in a way, the TV and the movies have hurt the comic market more so than helped. Because in my travels of looking at the traffic of people coming in and out of comic book shops, there's still basically the old heads that come in. You have some new kids coming in, you know, parents bringing their children in, but they're not buying. Really, there isn't any correlation between the movies and the comic books. It's like two different monsters, and neither one is trying to help the other. It seems like to me that they would try to, in the movies, try to more so follow with the comics or vice versa, so they can be intertwined. So when people come in and ask for comics that relate to that, especially the new people that come in, that do come in from watching the movies, that they will have a line of comics or comics related to that that would tie in with that they can understand. But I've seen people come in and guys asking about movie related books, and they're not relating to the comics, and they basically walk back out because it's not what they wanted. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just an old collector. Number 17. First appearance of Captain Carrot. New Teen Titans number 16. Doom Patrol. This was one of my favorite books. Doom Patrol, when they bring back the Doom Patrol. I love that cover. Love it. Number 10. Terminator Returns. Number 9. Couple copies of that. Number 8. Flip through these kind of fast. Dr. Light, number 7. Man, he's kind of like one of the most hated villains of all time, because I think he's the first villain I've ever seen who actually raped another hero's wife. You know, I mean, he's just nasty evil. Freaky nasty. I'm freaky nasty. Okay, let me get myself back. Yeah, but Dr. Light is a piece of work, man. And you know we have a hero, Dr. Light. Dr. Light too. Sorry for the Mr. Haney breaking my voice, but you know, it is what it is. Oh yeah, a couple copies. Wow, I got quite a few copies. Trigon, Father of Raven, issue number 6. A little too far. Camera. Teen Titans number 4 with the JLA. Dr. Light number 3. A couple copies of that. New Teen Titans number 99. First appearance of Arsenal. Speedy becomes Arsenal. I don't know. To me, it seems like they have a hate relationship with Speedy. Well, they did have a hate relationship with Nightwing. I mean, that was evident. Wally West, they did not, as far as comic books and Marvel, I mean, DC is concerned, and those in charge, they seemed like they did not like any of the Titans, man, the original Titans. I don't know what they did to him, but they, especially the Dido, man, he couldn't stand Nightwing. He wanted Nightwing dead. Um, New Warriors #1. This was hot way back. I remember when this first came out and people were hunting for this book. And Speedball, Night Thrasher, Marvel Boy, Firestar, Namorita, and Kid Nova. Kid Nova. Richard Rider became Kid Nova. He was already Nova and reduced himself down to Kid Nova. Golly, man. A couple copies of that. X-Men, number 31. It's an appearance of a villain in this book. Got a couple copies of that. First appearance of Dust. New X-Men, number 133. 134. And New X-Men 129. First cover appearance of... I forgot his name. Golly, there. Whatever his name is. Phantom X. Golly, that. Got a couple copies of that. Wow. I was going to go through 2 boxes, but man, I don't waste enough time gibbering, jabbing, yibby yabbing. That I don't know if I'm going to even go through it. I might go through this one real quick. I said, yeah, well, like I said, I'm just reminiscing. It's almost time for me to get out of here anyway. Comic book shops, get ready to open up. First appearance of Phantom X, New X-Men, number 128. I gotta put those other books back. Couple copies of that. New X-Men, number 118, first appearance of the Stepford Cuckoos, White Queen's clones. That don't sound right, Stepford. That sound like the movie The Stepford Wives, but I don't know. New X-Men, number 118 again, and again, and again, and again. 114. Quietly covered. I don't know, man. Quietly has a distinctive style, but weird looking. You know, I like it, but it's just weird looking. A couple copies of that. This is an interesting book, Nightwing number 4, and the reason is because when this was shipped out, basically all copies were damaged. I mean, wherever you went, all the books were damaged. They had major spine ticks. I don't know, it was a printing issue when they printed the book, but I tried to find, when I was buying this, the nicest ones I could find. And I got these 2 extra ones. Nightwing number 93. This is when Nightwing, basically, he got raped by a supervillain while he was beat down. I mean, he was beat down half to death, and she raped him. Nightwing number 1. A couple copies of that. Nova number 8. That's the first appearance of Cosmo, the Russian dog that was in the Guardians movie. Out of Body Experience. They were talking about this book at one time. I guess that fell through. Don't know. Rider Strike. I don't know. Omega Man number 1. 2 copies of that. Paper Girls number 1. This was a favorite series within the series that ran through Peter Parker, Web of Spider-Man, I think, Amazing Spider-Man. Mike Zeck art, dealing with Kraven the Hunter and Spider-Man. And this is Vermin. Peter Parker, issue number 132. Great series, if you can find them. Peter Parker number 131, part of the Descent series. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man number 22, when first meeting of Moon Knight and Spider-Man. A couple copies of that. I keep getting this Haney voice. Planetary number 1. Warren Ellis. A couple copies of that. Poison Ivy number 2. I think what made this book hot, well, of note, was that she had created an artificial life form. Not an artificial, but organic, plant-based life form. Power Girl number 20. Number 13. Adam Hughes number 1. Promethea number 1. Punisher number 10. Is that a Will's Portacio cover? Yeah, I think it is. Punisher number 4. I'm going through these kind of fast because time is short. Punisher number 1. Klaus Janson cover. Punisher War Journal number 6. Wolverine. Punisher War Journal number 1. Man, that's frog in my throat. Quasar number 30 with first time appearance of a symbiote Thor on the cover. Quasar number 15. I think this is the one with the race with buried alien, which was actually Barry Allen, the Flash from DC Comics. Radioactive Man number 1. Rye Zero. Realm number 1. I'll go back to Rye. Rye Zero. Valiant, man, when they came out, that was a great company. That first run, because it was more story-driven content. I mean, the art was okay. Yeah, I call it basic comic art. You didn't see nothing phenomenal come out of the comic book art, except for Solar, which was Barry Windsor Smith art, which is phenomenal. But basically, the stories were so good. I mean, from that first batch of Valiant, and then when Jim Shooter got booted or whatever happened with that, it just wasn't the same. It just was not the same. Like I said, Realm number 1. This had potential, and I don't know, just Reborn. This has been shopped around in Hollywood. We'll see what happens with that. Red Hood Zero. Zero, Red Hood and Outlaws. Redneck number 1. Just this a little bit, yeah, so it's better for me. Michael Turner cover for Red Sonja number 1. Beautiful, beautiful cover. Ren and Stimpy show number 1. This is out of the plastic bag. Robin, the new girl wonder. Well, it actually is Robin number 126. Spoiler, as she became Robin for a term. Picked up quite a bit of those. If I see these, I always grab them, regardless. Pacific Presents number 2, The Rocketeer, Dave Stevens. Issue number 1, The Rocketeer. ROM 75, the last issue. Saga 41, I think this is the era issue because it's too dark on that one side. Savage Dragon number 3. This has a early drawing. I don't know what it was. I can't remember who drew it though. Was it Turner or was it? I can't remember. But they did like a sketch in the back of the book of Savage Dragon. Scooby-Doo Team Up number 12 with Harley and Poison Ivy. Got quite a bit of those. This is what's going on now, Secret Invasion in Marvel, Disney Plus. Secrets of the JSA, first appearance of Stargirl and this version of Hawk Girl. Got quite a bit of those that I picked up in my travels. Secret Origins, first appearance of the new Suicide Squad. This is issue number 14 of Secret Origins. Secret Wars number 9. This is when Miles goes into our universe and the end of the Ultimate Universe, which they're, I guess, going to bring back. Picked up quite a few of those. Secret Wars, book 2 of 5. First appearance of Quake, which they are, I guess her name's been dropped a lot as far as, almost as much as Mephisto. Mephisto. Got a couple copies of that. Shannon the She-Devil, number 1. Sensational She-Hulk, number 1. Shadecraft, number 1. Shaolin Cowboy, number 1. Shuriken, this book from 1985. I remember when this book came out. Extra copy of that. Shogun Warriors, I'm surprised this hasn't been redone. Silencer, number 15, first appearance of Smoke. Ganymede in Silver Surfer, number 81. Silver Surfer, number 50, full cover. Yeah, I got that one, a couple of those. And also somewhere I got the one where it's in full, but he's in black outline. Number 34. This was a turning point in the Surfer series. Oh, one of my favorites, the Mobius Silver Surfer, number 1. And one of my absolute favorites, Silver Surfer by John Byrne. Couple copies of that. And that's basically it. I'm just reminiscing before I gotta get out of here. Figured I might take y'all on a journey. Sorry I took so long rambling and yapping, but y'all guys be well, take care, and I will see you soon.